Hi, I'm Robin Stoloff. Welcome to 4 and 40. For most of us, one of our biggest decisions and largest purchases we'll ever make is a place to call home. Whether or not that dream becomes a reality is influenced by a number of factors and conditions. The economy, job market, home prices, and mortgage rates are just a few. We also have an added element this year, Superstorm Sandy, and how it has and will affect the real estate market. If you're thinking of buying or selling a home, you won't want to miss this program. As past president of New Jersey Builders Association, Brad Haber is a seasoned professional when it comes to creating a place to call home. He joins us today to talk about the process of building new homes and what to consider when making choices on where to build. Thanks so much for joining us, Brad.
Hi, Robin. Great to see you again.
Thank you. You too. Let's hear a little bit about your background.
Well, I've been building homes for New Jersey families since 1983, pretty much in the southern part of the state where I'm from, Camden, Burlington, Gloucester, and now here in Atlantic County.
And where is your latest project?
I'm building a community called the Neighborhoods of Cedar Creek in Egg Harbor City North, which is that part of Egg Harbor City out towards the lake. And we surround the brand new Cedar Creek High School, which is really the major draw to that area.
How many homes do you have planned to build?
We'll be building 400 homes there over the next 6 to 8 years.
That's fantastic. You've been in this business, you said, over 30 years. And what have you seen in that time as far as what people are looking for in a new home and the building market?
Well, that's a great look back in time because when I first started homes, you know, a one-car garage was a luxury, and what I saw were homes getting bigger and more sophisticated, and you know, until we have came to the McMansion level. I think the McMansion's dead. I think today what we're looking for are modest homes that are comfortable and energy efficient.
Yeah, and that's a very good point. I know that you stress that a lot. How important is that for someone to look for in a new home, the energy efficiency?
Well, our industry really thinks that as we come out of this doldrums of the housing market, as we begin to resurge, we'll find that it becomes much more important. Certainly, the government is far more focused on energy savings to be actually built into the homes.
What do you see as far as designs of homes? I know a formal living room used to be something that people really wanted, and now lifestyles are different, and you're not seeing that as much. Is that right?
Spaces, you know, we tend to go far more open. I like to say that I don't do walls and halls. I don't do doorways where we don't need to be. The rooms flow into each other, and that's what people are looking for versus, you know, the old plans where rooms were just designated for a living room, a dining room. Now we want all the rooms to serve whatever we're doing.
Sure, and the kitchen flows into the family room. That's where people entertain.
Absolutely.
It's a lot easier type of space. And what's your feeling, you know, from what your experiences are in the last couple of years, where the housing market is going as far as new homes?
Well, I think clearly we're bouncing off the bottom. We have a
could only go
upside.
up.
Well, the question became, when will it go up?
Right.
And we've had a protracted bump along the bottom, as there still is a lot of uncertainty, you know, in people's daily lives, from the political to their business to, you know, to the storms that you've been talking about.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty, and that seems to have put a little bit of a regulator on the market. But clearly, people are back in the marketplace. We're seeing traffic. We're making deals. So we're all optimistic that we've seen the worst.
Well, that's great to hear. And what would you say would be the advantages of pros and cons, really, of buying a new home versus an existing home?
Yeah.
Of course, you're going to say, I know, new homes.
Well, of course. But, you know, even better than that, the National Association of Home Builders does a survey annually of all home buyers, statistically of all home buyers, and the conclusions are generally the same. 85% typically of people who buy homes express a preference for a new home. The reality is only 12 to 14% of those home buyers actually buy the new home. So as a new home builder, we need to identify, well, where's that disconnect? Certainly the homes are fresh and new. They're clean. People haven't used the restrooms and the bathrooms before. The closets are and carpets are you know, yours. All of that's great. You can pick your colors and selections, but there's so many more important things in a new home. from construction techniques which have evolved certainly over the last 10 years, let alone 30 years. Our homes are safer, they're stronger, they're more energy efficient, they're more comfortable, they're more durable. Those are the reasons why someone considering a home wants to buy the new home.
And you got it. I can't let you go without talking about the basements that you do. I think that's a great idea. Everyone wants a dry basement, especially in this market.
Yeah. Yes, right. And we use the Superior Wall Basement System, which is a concrete system where they're brought to the site in panels. The panels are waterproof. We have a video on our YouTube channel where we show the installation, and people actually come out to see them being installed.
It's pretty amazing. I have to say, one day you have a full basement in it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, it's terrific.
And they stay dry, and that's
they're very dry,
important.
they're warm, they're insulated, of course, and people really appreciate that in our homes. We don't find that really in...
No, because that's a living space. I mean, we use our basements as a living space, and it's important.
We've rediscovered the basement. I mean, that's one of the leading draws of our community, is that we don't call it a basement, we call it the lower level.
Lower level, I love that.
Right.
That's great, that's wonderful. And tell me a little bit about tax abatement there in Egg Harbor City.
Well, Lake Harbor City is one of the places designated by the state of New Jersey where public policy suggests people should seek a new home. One of the incentives the state makes available to places like Egg Harbor City is a tax abatement program where our customers get in to their first year of occupancy with very little or even no real estate taxes. The tax would then graduate over a 5-year period so that the people can sort of grow into that rate, number one. And number two, it gives them some clear incentives over, over other communities. It draws people to a place like Egg Harbor City.
And speaking of Egg Harbor City, you are basically a stone's throw away from the high school. How important is it to be near a high school or near good education facilities?
Well, not only are we a stone's throw or a 7-iron for me, we surround the high school with our property. It's actually like a rectangular donut with the high school, one of the newest, if not the newest high school in New Jersey,
Cedar
the
Creek,
center of our donut, the whole of our donut. That's a terrific draw to families. Just the idea of walking to high school, using the facilities, seeing your kids grow up, the safety factor. It's all very, very important and a very strong draw. When I was a young builder growing up, the old guys told me to build wherever you want, Bradley, as long as it's next to a high school.
Really?
I never had the opportunity to do that until the neighborhood, so I'm very hopeful for that.
And you're finding that's a draw for people?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
that is great. You know, it's fun, it's exciting to be
of all
around
ages,
high school.
which is interesting.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Even people without kids in school?
Young families whose kids will grow up into the system are excited, but we also have a number of customers that you might have called the active adults or empty nesters. But they like the excitement and the facilities of being in a school, being near a school. Compared to next to a shopping center, I think they vote for the school.
Right, right. It keeps you young, being around the young people and the bands and the football games.
Is that
and all
your secret?
All that fun stuff. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. But tell us a little bit about the ownership and the cost of owning a new home compared to an existing home, and why is it different?
Right. Certainly the initial cost would be higher, and that's one of the number one objections in that survey that I referred to you earlier. The cost is higher for a new home, anywhere from 15 to 25%, depending on the disparity. But that upfront cost is quickly equalized by the fact that there are no maintenance issues looming on the horizon. All the equipment, again, being state-of-the-art, high-efficiency equipment, is saving you operating costs. You mentioned earlier to one of your guests, the cost of owning a home is a lot more than just the mortgage and the taxes. It's the true operation, and as we build Energy Star homes, our homes are guaranteed to be 30% more cost-effective than other new homes, let alone an existing home.
And that's a very, very good point. And we're going to have to stop it at that. And I thank you so much for joining us, Brad Haber. Some really great information about buying a new home,
Thank you so much,
especially
Robin.
at Cedar Creek communities. Thank you so much. And if you're looking into buying or selling a home, I hope that this information we've shared with you today has helped you consider different factors that are involved and that we've made this process a little bit easier. We thank all of our guests for joining us and giving us their opinions on what to consider, and we thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. I'm Robin Stoloff.